Ontario's auto sector, a big driver in the province's economy, is taking another job hit. This time, it's Windsor, where the city's biggest employer is cutting about a third of its workers. 1,500 people at the Fiat Chrysler will be out of jobs this September. The automaker will be eliminating the third shift at the Windsor minivan plant. As Jason Vio tells us, the cuts are blindsiding the workers and their union.
The desperation of what are you going to do? You've already set up your family here and you're taking care of your older family and that. But it just, it's those, we just hired so many people. The outlook was so good.
I haven't seen anything as big as this, obviously, but I saw the bankruptcy through. And we didn't even know for 2.5 months whether we had a job to come back to.
The union calls it a permanent reduction at the plant.
People's lives, 1,500. Direct families depend on us. And we're going to do everything possible to make sure that we maintain 3 shifts at Windsor Assembly Plant.
Chrysler Pacifica sales were down nearly 70% in December year over year. A statement from the automaker says it's aligning production with demand, adding the company will make every effort to place indefinitely laid off hourly employees in open full-time positions as they become available based on seniority. Windsor's mayor says it's a wake-up call for the entire community, where there are roughly 9 spin-off jobs for every Chrysler worker.
We need to put resources in to economic diversification to be able to create buffers and shock absorbers in our local economy in the event that things, more of a downturn happens here.
Retirement packages will be offered to those who are eligible, and the city says it will try to find work for those affected. Jason Vio, CBC News, Windsor, Ontario.
Well, let's bring in Scott Peterson to talk about this. Fiat Chrysler talking about changes in the marketplace, talking about the Pacifica van. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's never easy to try to justify or explain these type of decisions made by a company. We know that the stock has been decimated from this time last year, Fiat Chrysler. That's an indication that something's about to change. But when you look into the sales numbers, in particular of these vehicles, this is a real warning sign that something was about to happen. So if we do look at the Chrysler Pacifica, a lot of people saying this is an excellent minivan, but it is expensive. We're seeing sales, monthly sales for the month of December, for example, down 68% from this time last year. And so that's a significant decrease. And there's just a lot of criticism that soccer moms simply can't afford this vehicle. They might, however, go into the Dodge Grand Caravan, which is a little bit more modestly priced. Hence, we're seeing an increase in sales year over year, up 12%. So that's some indication there. And not to disparage any of these products, but sometimes it's consumer sentiment, and maybe even behind this, when the smoke clears a little bit, perhaps we'll find out if they are planning to build something somewhere else. But right now, very hard news to digest for Windsor.
Yeah, because this is one shift on one product line in Windsor that we're talking about here. Any optimism?
There is a little optimism as far as maybe Fiat Chrysler will find something else for that third shift to put it in its place. But here's Dennis DeRosier said that Fiat Chrysler was searching for something else other than this product line for the Chrysler Pacifica, saying that I think Chrysler is searching high and low for another vehicle for that plant, and it would be high on the list to produce another vehicle to reach its full capacity. It's got an excellent reputation, for example, in Windsor, and that plant in particular, so a little bit of optimism that maybe Fiat Chrysler at the end of this could replace it with something, but we're not seeing that yet, and some pretty devastating news for the people in Windsor.
Okay, thank you, Scott Peterson.
Thanks, John.